Today I'm watching Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 1 Episode 5. I definitely heard about this show when I was younger, but I never watched it. I stayed away from anything that was horror related or scary. I was a pretty big wuss, and I'm still relatively new to the horror genre. If you've seen my other reaction videos, I've only been doing it for a couple years at this point, so I'm very excited to continue this series, especially since it's aimed at kids. Some of the episodes are definitely scarier than others. I've also seen Goosebumps. You can check out those reaction videos as well, but I really like this anthology style and this midnight society, of these kids meeting together to tell scary stories. And I like how each story, has a different setting and different characters. And the previous episode was a Halloween episode, which seems very fitting for this time of year. So I'm very curious to see where this episode's gonna go, if there'll be any child actors that grew up to do anything famous. It's always interesting when you watch shows and you're like, oh, I recognize that guy. Like, I've seen a few familiar faces in Goosebumps and in Are You Afraid of the Dark? So yeah, it's always interesting when you watch these older shows. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Is that the first time they had the audio for the lightning bolt? That scared me for some reason, but I know it's been there before.
Where's Kristen? She'll be here. Don't get your shorts in a knot.
Yeah, after the work is all done, she wouldn't want to break her fingernails.
Sensing some animosity.
She's no dog.
Oh, as like the flames start that fire caught quickly. Yeah, who could it be? An actual dog. That checks out. Yeah.
I'm late, guys. I have to pick up Elvis.
Elvis, oh yeah.
Elvis is king. So, Kristen, are you gonna tell us a story? Or you're just gonna sit there scaring us with
It's already a great episode of a dog's involved.
Elvis is here for the sound effects.
On rainy days, Pam liked to rummage around in her musty old attic.
As most youths do.
Amy, where are you?
It's a cool set for sure. Yeah, like the spooky attic with a storm going outside. Oh, is she gonna be dressed up as the bride? Oh my.
Glad we're not in that family. I don't believe in ghosts anyways.
You just had to say it. You had to set it up like that.
Can't. Mom won't let me. This is Aunt Dora, and that's her horse Mirage. She sure looked like you.
Yeah, they look exactly alike.
I can't believe that I have to spend my entire summer here.
Oh, the 90s fashion. She's like, I'm too cool for this place. When do I leave? More horses involved for a dog-themed episode, but...
In a ring.
I don't want to discuss it.
Mom, it happened 30 years ago.
Seems like yesterday to me.
Oh my! The emotional range of a candlestick with this one. I'm guessing Aunt Dora passed away on her horse. The photo, and yeah, now this one can't take lessons.
It's feeble. Don't you do anything around here except play games? What are we gonna do next, Jethro? Shuck some corn?
O-U-T.
Well, that can't be good. That's ominous.
1, 4, 9.
Any chances that's the combination to the lock? Oh my god. Ghost, is that you? It does fit her, and of course they look very similar. Is she possessed by the ghost of Aunt Dora now? Da 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 da. If you put on the jacket, you let the ghosts out. like, come descend these creepy stairs with me into the fog.
Dog or something?
I feel like this episode's creepy in like a different way, you know? Like it's just the lack of like the very subtle things where they're not responding. Yeah, it's definitely creepy or just walking off into nothing in the fog, like...
Paul piece?
Is she going to visit her own grave? Oh, gosh.
What is that? A bone?
Mon petit rouge.
What?
She speaks French now?
He looked at me through the cage with his little golden eyes.
I know. Let's travel back to Earth now, okay?
Yeah, when was she feeding a fox?
Didn't want the hounds to tear him apart.
Well, that would be horrible and graphic.
Got up before dawn to see Mon petit rouge. He was shivering in his cage.
Oh, it's sad now.
And we fell together.
Pam, your imagination is running away with you. You are Pam.
Yeah, she's retelling the story of what happened, obviously. And that's interesting, we get to learn about what happened. Oh, okay. Nope, thank you.
Dora, I was wondering when you'd get around to your chores.
Who is this ghost?
You should have fed them while they were alive.
Yeah, usually it's not a good idea to feed them if they're gone. What is this?
Torn up when you died.
Now they're bringing back all the ghosts? Like, I'm assuming this is her dad?
I got away, but my heart. My heart!
I'm sorry, Giles.
Wait!
Why does he have to be named Giles? Oh, God.
My brother and my sister are 10 years old. Now I've got to feed those hounds. They're starved before a hunt.
It's so creepy. She's just so convinced.
Me?
Kibble. Now let me out and I'll get it.
No way. Tell me where it is.
I'm glad this cousin's nicer than the Goosebumps cousin. That was horrible. If she opens that door, Pam's gonna die in real life because the ghost is leading her towards bad things.
Bounder, Rexy, Helga, Brutus, you can come out now.
What are these names for the dog? These are the ghost dogs. Oh, the kibble. Oh my gosh. What a handsome bunch of pups. But they're gonna get you. Yeah, they're ghost dogs. They're not really there. Oh no. Oh gosh. The fox. Oh
Pam?
no. She's like, the name's Dora now. Gotta go.
What am I gonna...
Oh, and now it's back to daytime. That was a cool transition.
Pam!
Oh, you set Dora free.
Allergies and all this dust.
Let's go downstairs. This place is haunted.
I thought you didn't believe in ghosts.
It's always the skeptics. Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Nothing. I'm fine. I'm okay.
Okay. Rexy's hungry and I'm gonna go feed him now.
She's like, I just want to make sure you're not your dead aunt. That's all. Is that too much to ask? She's still got the kibble in her pocket. Oh my gosh.
The end.
I like the audience participation from this dog.
Closed. And don't forget to feed your dog, or he may have a bone to pick with you.
I was like, it's gonna be a bleak ending if Pam stuck a ghost for forever. Cheese and rice. So that was my first time watching Are You Afraid of the Dark, Season 1, Episode 5, The Tale of the Hungry Hounds, told by Kristen, one of the members of the Midnight Society. She seems to be one of the more, I don't want to say main characters, but I feel like she's got more lines. We had an episode about it being her birthday as well. So it's interesting as we slowly learn more and more about the Midnight Society, because we don't, like, the story is not really about them. It's told by them, so they have, limited screen time, but every episode we're slowly getting to learn more and more. And she had her dog Elvis in this episode, which was obviously fitting considering the title of the story she was telling. And when she said hungry hounds, I was thinking, okay, it's going to be some dogs from hell or something like that who are going after people and attacking them, which obviously we did have dogs, and Giles. Why would it be named Giles? If you've seen my Buffy the Vampire Slayer reaction, Giles is a character from that show as well. And he's saying, the dogs were, attacking me because they were hungry, and he had a heart attack and died because of it. And it was interesting how not only Dora's ghost came back, but I'm assuming the dogs were ghosts because it would have been 30 years. Most dogs don't live that long, unfortunately. They should live forever, but that's another story. And, having them come through the door, I was expecting when the door opened that there would be nothing there. There was tons of fog, maybe a little bit too much fog in this episode, but I thought, like a fog would roll through and there'd be nothing standing there, but that was definitely not the case. And I wasn't expecting horses to be involved at all because obviously hounds were in the title, so I thought we'd be very focused on dogs, which, like I said, obviously did play a part in this story as well, but having these, horse riding accident that's obviously plagued this family for 30 years. I thought the acting was decent from Pam and Amy, considering how, young they are, and the mom's acting was not good, but luckily she had few scenes and seemed very overprotective. And in this show and in Goosebumps, usually the parents aren't involved, and even when Dora's ghost came back, we didn't see, an apparition. We didn't see another actor. It was assumed that, the spirit of Dora was taken over Pam's body. And obviously they looked very similar as well. So it was just kind of those subtle moments to the audience to let us know, okay, now I'm Dora. Now I'm the ghost of my aunt. So obviously just a very limited cast with just the two of them, but I thought they were great. And it was nice to watch an episode where there was minimal bullying. Sometimes it gets pretty tough to watch because they're just being so mean to each other. And these guys were going back and forth, teasing each other, saying you're my country cousin. What are we going to do? Shuck corn? But all that stuff felt very playful and not mean. And we've had a previous episode where cousins were involved, and it was just so tough because they're being so mean to her. And, similar story, she was coming to visit for the summer, and, ghosts were involved. But I'm glad this cousin at least was nice and tried to help her and, genuinely seemed concerned about her. And I like that they explore, different relationships in these episodes. It's not always a brother and sister. It's not always a brother and brother. They have cousins. And like I said, the parents aren't usually involved. And this one felt very, very overprotective. And even at the end when they say, okay, she's not haunted by this ghost anymore, she's letting her daughter take riding lessons. It sounds like she's trying to move on a little bit. I loved the staircase set that we had that opened from their attic window, and I mean, the staircase can be a symbolism for a lot of things if you want to go down that route, but it's just this Art Deco almost staircase going, from the fog up into this window that they just climbed into, that big circular window. The attic was a cool set. So many details, so many, pieces of costumes and, the trunk and the photos. And they're using the Ouija board and, they're like, well, that's you, isn't it? And obviously, it's the ghost of Dora saying, let me out. But again, going with the ghost theme, I wasn't sure if we would have, kind of 2 Halloween episodes in a row, but this felt obviously very summer. It in no way looked like fall scenery when they were outside. And I like that we got to learn from Pam's perspective, basically, about what happened to her. And, obviously she's passed away and maybe understands that because she just seems to be stuck in that moment. And even when Amy is trying to say hey, we're your nieces, we're not you, and obviously 30 years has passed, and Dora's response is, you can't, my brother and sister are only 10 years old, that's not possible. And obviously this had happened such a long time ago, but it felt like in Dora's mind, this was that exact moment of the accident, and obviously has no recollection of what happened. She just said, they were riding, and and got scared. But I do love that, you know, she was trying to save this fox and calls it, you know, her petite rouge, and that this fox is now visiting her, or generations later of this fox is visiting her because, you know, she saved the fox from being attacked on this dog hunt, because that's what the dogs were going to do. They were going to hunt it down, and I didn't want that to happen. So, you know, by setting the fox loose, she kind of inevitably set her own fate as well, because she, in a hurry to try and, you know, get out of there as quick as possible, you know, the horse ends up getting scared, and we don't know what scared it, you know, there's tons of details around that, but obviously she fell and unfortunately passed away. But yeah, usually when we have the ghosts, you know, we might get like a little bit of pieces of it, but this, like, she went through like the whole day, and we got to hear, you know, the whole backstory. And again, it's from the person who's passed away point of view, and usually it's like secondhand story, or somebody else, you know, oh, I heard this, and kind of more rumors as opposed to someone speaking about what actually happened. And I liked how they set it up, you know, with the Hamlet reference and saying like, well, Hamlet, you know, killed somebody because he was possessed. And then we have a situation where Pam is possessed by Dora, you know, by putting on her riding jacket that kind of, you know, signals to the ghost, okay, this is it, you know, take over this human. And it's always interesting when you obviously know the end of the story, when you think back, okay, where did we start? And yeah, they were obviously hinting at where the story was going to go. And there's got to be a skeptic. Every ghost story has one. So of course, Amy was like, I don't believe in ghosts. And by the end, I feel confident that she does now after experiencing this. And I was worried they were going to end it with Pam becoming Dora's ghost permanently. Like Dora was just going to take over her body. And, you know, they have that shot of her on the horse, you know, in the fog. And I was like, okay, like, is this little girl now stuck like this forever? But the Dora is set free and can go live her life as a ghost and do what she needs to. And Pam obviously had no recollection of it and was like looking at her cousin so strangely when she's like, what do you mean dogs? Like, I only have one. Although the dog name did sound like the ones she called when she was Dora, you know, going to feed them. So maybe that was just coincidence. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting to think, okay, maybe Dora's still in there. Is there still a piece of her? But I feel like Pam is just back to her normal self. So overall, I thought it was a good episode. I like that they're exploring these new storylines, and, you know, everybody in the Midnight Society kind of has their turn to tell the story. And, you know, with these cousins and the ghost of their aunt, and, you know, we had not flashbacks, but we got to learn about something that happened in the past. This obviously hadn't happened recently, and it was interesting to see how it was still very much affecting people around her. Like, Pam can't do something because of what happened to her Aunt Dora, you know, 30 years ago. She can't take riding lessons, and Pam's mom was still obviously very stuck, you know, traumatized by this and being very overprotective. And, you know, once they set the ghost free, basically, they were, you know, able to move on. Thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. It's a cool set for sure. Yeah, like the spooky attic with a storm going outside. More horses involved for a dog-themed episode, but any chances that's the combination to the lock? Put on the jacket, you let the ghosts out. She speaks French now? These are the ghost dogs. Oh, the kibble! Oh my gosh.